I'm now going to tell you a little bit more about the history of what we call Team Lancia. Firstly, the name. You will see from the photos that follow, and if you have followed us before, you will see from the videos. It's got a very long, narrow, thin canoe body. It's 8.8 meters long and draws over 2 meters. And the original concept goes back to the sort of early noughties, and from the research that we've done, it was inspired by an Australian designer called John Swarbrick, who was a very well-known Australian boat builder, came from a big boat building dynasty, and he personally was involved in America's Cup and Whitbread Round the World campaigns. And from what we can see, once he got into the early noughties, he was, I suppose, taking a design concept on from the America's Cup at that time. It's not like the foiling boats you see today. It was about long, narrow, thin, big writing moments, minimal wetted surface areas, and, very effective sail plans. So certain things about the design of Lancia are for that. So so at 8.8 meters long, she's actually only 1.5 meters wide at the widest bit, but yet there is over 2 meters onto the waterline. So it needs to be strong because this is not a planing design. She can plane because of the fact that there's minimal wetted surface area, but it's not like the boats you see now where they put the asymmetric out and they pop the bow up and go at breakneck speed, but are very, very wide at the back. This boat is so narrow. So it is really like a torpedo. It cuts through the waves. There's a very plumb bow, and it can sometimes get a bit wet. The stem is absolutely bolt upright. So again, it's more like a wave piercing design than anything else. The actual construction, because it doesn't plane, needs to be strong. Now, we took a section out of the boat when we were adding some electronics, with the star that is known as Rob. And this is what he took out. But this gives me a chance to show you what it entails. So it's an infused foam core, very strong. You can see the foam and how it's basically all wetted out there. And then there's the gel coat to finish it and fair it. So that is the construction throughout the hull and deck. And there'll be a photo later on in this video to show that. So it is strong and light, and it gives the stability when it is sort of going along at speed and pushing through the waves. So yes, I mean, the pedigree in the background seems to be very good. It was built on the Isle of Wight, we understand, in 2010. We're doing some updates to it and modernising it, so we're getting sort of some of the sail handling systems to work correctly. We've done something with the sails, and Rob is doing all of the electronics, because drawing the amount of water that we do, we sail in tidal waters around the Solent and Southampton water, and the last thing we want to do is to be hitting the ground. So following this, there will be some photos to remind you of what it looks like from the day we collected her, and some shots of the inside of the hull. And then the final video is of just to prove the point. We were out in virtually no wind just before Christmas, and you'll see how she was slicing along, and that was despite the fact that there was some weed on the bottom. Enjoy.